President Xi Jinping said no force can stop China's
The
progress.
biggest challenge to U.S. space supremacy is not from Russia, it is now from China.
China is going to seize the moon and tell others not to come anywhere near it.
China is desperately planning to build a permanent human outpost on the moon. Previous lunar explorations done by the US and its international partners have revealed that the key elements needed to survive are already present on the moon. So structures and vehicles are being designed to leverage those resources. The James Webb Space Telescope looks into the depths of the universe and studies the most distant objects. Chinese astronomers are also keen to look into the cosmic dark ages, an unexplored era about 200 million years after the Big Bang, without the American Space Telescope, but on their own. According to the South China Morning Post reports, China plans to view the universe's dark past using a fleet of telescopes orbiting the moon. The Chinese will go another cheaper way, using our moon as a shield to block noise radio signals caused by human activity on Earth. How is China planning to do this? With its new mission, the Discovering the Sky at the Longest Wavelength (DSL) mission. Chen Shuele, a professor at the National Astronomical Observatory at the Chinese Academy of Sciences who serves as the project scientist for DSL, said the mission could provide a first peek of the cosmic dawn and dark age as well as potential for great discoveries across a host of other fields such as sun science, planets and exoplanets, and radio signals from other galaxies. With this, Chinese scientists envisions sending a fleet of satellites to the moon that could capture ultra-long radio waves made by hydrogen atoms in the darkness. These will be capable of capturing waves even before the cosmic dawn, when the first stars were born bursting with radiant light. Due to ionospheric absorption and the interference of natural and artificial radio emissions, astronomical observation from the ground becomes very difficult at the wavelengths of decameter or longer, which we shall refer to as the ultra-long wavelengths. This unexplored part of the electromagnetic spectrum has the potential for great discoveries, notably in the study of cosmic dark ages and dawn, but also in heliophysics and space weather, planets and exoplanets, cosmic ray and neutrinos, pulsar and interstellar medium, ISM, extragalactic radio sources, and so on. The difficulty of the ionosphere can be overcome by space observation, and the moon can shield the radio frequency interferences, RFIs, from the Earth. A lunar orbit array can be a practical first step to opening up the ultra-long-wave band. The question is, why not pick these signals from Earth? The ultra-long wavelength, ULW, regime of longer than 10 m remains as the last virtually unexplored window in radio astronomy, and is presently attracting considerable attention as an area of potentially rewarding studies. However, the opaqueness of the Earth's ionosphere makes the ULW celestial radio emission very difficult to detect with ground-based instrumentation. The impact of the ionosphere on ULW radio emission depends on the solar cycle activities and varies with time. In addition, the ULW spectrum region is densely populated by intensive artificial radio frequency interference, RFI. An obvious solution to these problems is to place an ULW radio telescope in space. However, this solution is expensive and poses non-negligible technological challenges. An alternative approach is something which China proposes.
Bill Nelson has slammed the Chinese space program. He says, and I'm quoting him here, "We must be very concerned that China is landing on the moon and saying, 'It's ours now, and you stay out.'" The NASA chief even said Beijing was learning how to destroy satellites launched by other countries. Beijing has since slammed his comments, accusing him of smearing China.
他应该十分清楚 It
is not the first time that the NASA chief disregarded the fact and talked through his hat. Some US officials constantly make false charges against and vilify China's normal and legitimate outer space explorations. China firmly opposes such irresponsible remarks.
Ignoring all these accusations from USA and other countries, China just focusing on its DSL mission. Here, we describe the Discovering Sky at the Longest Wavelength (DSL) project, which will consist of a mother satellite and 6 to 9 daughter satellites flying on the same circular orbit around the moon and forming a linear interferometer array. The data are collected by the mother satellite, which computes the interferometric cross-correlations, visibilities, and transmits the data back to the Earth. The whole array can be deployed on the lunar orbit with a single rocket launch. The project is under intensive study in China. Under the plan, satellites will orbit the moon, which will block out noise from Earth, in order to probe the early universe. These ancient radio signals contain juicy secrets about the early universe, but they are challenging to pick up from Earth.
Where do we come from? Are we alone? These are fundamental questions. If we answer those, we can map our future. We can have a good strategy. We can protect ourselves. We can understand our place in the universe. These are fundamental questions, and we will start to answer those when we go to the moon and Mars. But first, we have to test the technologies.
For this reason, many scientists have proposed building telescopes or arrays on the far side of the moon, where this earthly noise can be tuned out. Compared with a lunar surface observatory on the far side, the lunar orbit array is simpler and more economical, as it does not need to make the risky and expensive landing, can be easily powered with solar energy, and the data can be transmitted back to the Earth when it is on the nearside part of the orbit. Does that mean a new space mission is on its way? It is time to consider a new space mission to explore and reveal the mysteries of this wave band, Chen's team said in the study. And if China is able to achieve this, it won't take them much time to occupy the lunar surface as well, definitely paving the way to a lunar war between America and China.